The new base Motorola Razr 2025 sells for $700. The Razr Ultra 2025 costs $1,300 right now, though its MSRP is slightly higher. So the question is, how much can you get away with when you spend $600 less on the latest Motorola foldable phone? Okay, from the onset you get a pretty device to flaunt, right? Motorola positions these as lifestyle accessories. It always has some pick of trendy Pantone colors and nice finishes on its new phones. The Ultra does come with more exotic materials like faux leather, wood or velvet, which do add a lot of character to these phones. The base model also has this leathery finish that comes in different textures depending on which color you pick. All in all, these are equally pretty from the outside, but since we're talking about the shell, here's a slight difference in the external displays. The Razr 2025 has this smaller 3.6-inch outer display. The Razr Ultra 2025 looks more refined with super thin bezels around a 4-inch cover screen. If you want to get particular, the refresh rate of the base Razr is also slower at 120 Hz, whereas the cover screen of the Ultra can hit 165 Hz. Though in my opinion that's overkill for what is essentially a notifications panel. On the inside, screen differences continue to permeate. The base Razr has a 6.9-inch 120 Hz OLED panel. The Ultra has a 7-inch 165 Hz OLED panel. The cheaper model can hit 3000 nits of peak brightness, which is plenty enough, but the Ultra goes beyond that because, of course it does, at 4500 nits. So both of these phones have the looks and have good displays, pretty much the most important factors, since the thing you do most with your smartphone is to look at it. Of course, battery life is also important because it determines how long we get to look at said phone. The Razr Ultra is much better for tasks like browsing the web and gaming. Oddly enough, on our video test, the base Razr 2025 lasted a bit longer. Huh, look at that. So these look the same. Do they perform the same? Well, obviously not. The Razr 2025 has a MediaTek Dimensity 7400X processor, which is a lower-end chip. Needless to say, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, that's in the Razr Ultra, runs laps around it in all benchmark tests. The day-to-day performance of the Razr 2025 is good enough. Motorola have been experts at tuning their light software for years now, which is why the affordable Moto G series was so popular back in the day. If you want to do some gaming, some extra multitasking, or you just want your phone to have the hardware headroom to last years, the base Razr is not it. Now the Moto Razr Ultra 2025 definitely has the chops. As long as its titanium enforced hinge stays together, it should last you long and let you play games while at it. Well, speaking of longevity, these come with a 3-year Android update commitment and 4 years of security patches, a far cry from what the leaders in the market offer, but I figure 4 years is still going to be about the time you'd be thinking about an upgrade. Both phones run Android 15 right now and come with some extra AI shenanigans, because of course they do. Gemini is on board, of course, and anything that Google puts out for it should come to the Motorola's, I suppose. The Razr AI features are as follows. There's Catch Me Up, which gives you a summary of your notifications. There's the Pay Attention command, which immediately starts a voice note recording and will use AI summary to summarize it afterwards. There's Remember This, which captures a screenshot and applies AI tags to it, kind of like Nothing's Essential Space and Google's Screenshots app. And there's Magic Canvas, which is just an image generator with a few styles. Interestingly, the Razr Ultra 2025 has a dedicated AI button to run these, whereas the base Razr 2025 doesn't, but you access them by double-clicking the power button, so why do we have this separate one on the Ultra? I don't know. The camera department, both of these have a 50 megapixel main camera, but they're not the same. The sensor inside the Ultra is a little bit bigger, so it's better at collecting light and capturing final detail. Photos taken with the Ultra look cleaner, brighter, more colorful, with good detail. The Razr 2025 shows signs of excessive over-sharpening, but its dynamic range and colors are similar to the Ultra's. Videos taken with the Ultra definitely look more detailed and better exposed. It also has a noticeably better stabilization. The higher price tag definitely shows here. When it comes to zooming, both of these phones rely on digital crop-in. At 2x zoom, the Ultra photos still look pretty convincing. The base Razr's 2x zoom shows even more over-sharpening artifacts, but it's still usable. Now, the base Razr goes up to 10x maximum and it already looks pretty bad. The Razr Ultra does allow it to go up to 30x, but it's not great too. The differences here are that the base Razr shows a lot of noise grain, while the Ultra applies a ton of noise reduction, so the end result is still a smudged image. The ultra-wide cameras are also different. The base model gives you a 13 megapixel here, whereas the Ultra has another 50 megapixel sensor with a slightly wider lens aperture. Again, more details, better lit shots overall. You'd expect that from a phone that costs 600 more, right? So if you want a nice phone that looks pretty and can take you through your day-to-day, the Moto Razr 2025 is still pretty good. But if you've been craving that flagship performance with a much better camera, that's why the Razr Ultra is here now. I'd say Motorola has a pretty convincing case on its hands. Until now, Razr phones had the pretty looks, but were compromising in hardware to be lower priced. This year, nope. Thanks for watching. Which one of these are you thinking of getting? Comment below and don't forget to like and sub. See you next time for more tech videos. Close!